A team of American and British scientists investigate a time portal at the South Pole. They say that a vortex in Antarctica is a tunnel that allows penetration into other eras. Time has been one of the most complex and least studied scientific subjects since ancient times. American and British scientists conducted research in Antarctica, made a shocking discovery. American physicist Marianne McLean said how researchers noticed some gray fog swirling in the sky above the pole, and they thought that it was an ordinary storm. However, the gray fog did not change shape and did not move over time. The researchers decided to investigate the phenomenon and released a weather balloon with equipment capable of recording airspeed, temperature, and humidity. But the balloon went up and immediately disappeared in a short time. The researchers pulled it back to Earth with the help of a rope tied to it, and they were surprised to see that the time placed in the balloon showed the date January 27, 1965, the same day 40 years ago. The experiment was repeated several times after the researchers determined that the equipment was in good condition, but every time the clock came back it showed an earlier time. The phenomenon was called the Door of Time and was reported to the White House, and today the investigation of the unusual phenomenon is underway. It's thought that the rotating vortex at the South Pole is a tunnel that allows penetration into other areas. In addition, programs have been launched to launch people into other seasons. The CIA and FBI are trying to do an experiment there that could change the course of history. It's unclear when the experiment will be approved by U.S. federal authorities, though. And previous experiments made, the famous Russian scientist Nikolai Korizin did an experiment showing that it was possible to move from the future to the past from his observations through the physical characteristics of time. Nikolai even calculated that time could perform work and produce energy. An American physicist has concluded that time existed before the world existed. The Russian researcher of unexplained phenomena, philosopher and author of numerous books, Gennady Belimov, published an article entitled Time Machine and described the unique experiments by a team of scientists led by Vadim Chernobrov, the man who started the creation of time machines first time in 1987. They were devices with electromagnetic energy. Today, a group of researchers can slow down or speed up time using a special magnetic field effect in laboratories. In August 2001, a new model of time machine was created by a man in a remote forest in Volgorod region of Russia. Although the machine only ran on car batteries and had a low capacity, it managed to change time by 3%. The change was recorded with symmetrical crystal oscillators. First, the researchers ran the machine on test runs for 5, 10, and 20 minutes, the longest lasting half an hour. Vadim Chernobrov stated that the people who were there felt as if they were moving in a different world. They felt their life to be there and there at the same time in another area, another space. I can't describe the unusual feeling we experienced, they said. Concealment of such experiments? Neither on TV nor on the radio did they report the amazing event. Gennady Belimov said the Russian president was not informed about the experiment. However, he mentioned that in Stalin's time there was a research institute, and the results of the experiments conducted by academicians Chatov and Loff could now be found in the archives. In 1952, the head of the Soviet secret police turned against the researchers involved in the experiments. As a result, 18 professors were done away with, and their other doctors and physicists were sent to concentration camps. The institute resumed its activity under Khrushchev, but an experimental investigation with 8 principal investigators disappeared in 1961, and the buildings where the experiments were conducted were destroyed. After that, the Politburo of the Communist Party and the Council of Ministers decided to suspend its operation. The program was repeated in 1987 until tragedy struck on August 30th, 1989. An extremely loud explosion was heard in the laboratory buildings located in the Anju Islands in eastern Siberia. that carried out the experiments, and they transmitted the results to headquarters. The explosion destroyed not only the 780-ton buildings, but also the archipelago itself in an area of 2 square kilometers. According to one version of the tragedy, a large object fell into the area, probably an asteroid, into the parallel world or came from a parallel world. When contact was lost, the unit probably remained in the parallel world. The last message sent as part of the experiment and kept in the Institute's archive reads, "We are dying, but we continue the experiment." It's dark. It's very dark here. We see all objects become double. Hands and feet are transparent. We can see veins and bones through the skin. The oxygen supply will be sufficient for 43 hours. The life support system has been severely damaged. Best wishes to our families and friends. Then the transmission suddenly stopped. And this is from Free Eagle, and please leave your comments about this. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.